Hi, I'm Nyesha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
Thank Hartford folks for inviting me. It was a rocky road. I want to thank my opponents who are running in the race, the representatives, people who are running for the representative position. We have a fine crew of people who are looking to get to the state capitol to represent. I'm a people personality where I get along with folks. I know that what needs to happen is the person running for this seat at present must open the lines of communication. What do I mean by that? The state senator must meet with the Hartford City Council, not just pick up a phone, but they must meet. He must do the same thing with the Bloomfield Town Council and the Windsor Town Council, because that way you get to find out what the pressing issues are in each town. The challenges in each town are unique. This particular forum brought to light some things that I wasn't aware of that really were troubling Hartford. Not the major ones, but the minor ones. So starting to talk to each other will help us to maybe help to provide advice to council people, maybe to lead them towards a specific grant or how to work with them to help manage their budgets. So I think Senator Coleman needs to improve in that particular area. And unless we start going out, talking to people, shaking hands and finding out what their issues are, we're gonna have this problem. I think we can do a lot better. I hope you vote for me from August 12th. Thank you much.
My final thoughts are that we need jobs. We need better education in our community, and we need something for our youth to do. Otherwise, we are going to be a ruined city. We need to make sure that we have programs in place for our youth. The thought is that if we have something for our youth to do, they will be occupied, such as whether it's a playground, whether it is a job, whether it is some after-school activity. Here, I've been able to work with Capital Community College. One of my sons was able to attend a how to do a mobile app program. So these are certain things that we need to make sure as parents we find for our children to do. I've been able to work with State Rep Douglas McCrory on projects. I've worked with Shawn on different things. I've worked with Mr. Coleman on a few things, and I've also worked with Linwood Walker on a few things. So I'm able to work with anybody, and I'm able to do something. When I'm called, when I'm asked to do something, I go and I do what I'm supposed to do, and that is for the work of the community.
I also want to thank the sponsors of this forum. I want to thank the moderator. Most of all, I want to thank those of you who were in the audience who chose to spend some time with us this evening. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your participation. I am very proud of the fact that for 20 years I've served in the state Senate, and what that means to me is that the voters in the 2nd Senatorial District had an opportunity 10 times to come to the polls and vote for me, and they did so overwhelmingly, and they returned me to the state Senate 10 times. And when they asked me to help them prevent Rawson School from closing, I was happy to intervene, and as a result of our efforts together, we not only preserved Rawson School, saved it from closing, but we also got money in order to renovate the school to a state-of-the-art school. Similarly, when the residents in Windsor, because of the realignment of West Wolcott Avenue, were having difficulty getting from McCrory Road onto that main road, they called me. And I was able to work with them to have a traffic signal installed at that intersection to make their lives so much easier, enable them to get out during the morning rush hour and get in during the evening rush hour. And it's just things like those that propel me to want to continue to serve in the state Senate. As a leader, as a co-chair of the Judiciary Committee, and in a position to use and exercise whatever influence I have in behalf of the 2nd Senatorial District. Thank you very much.
Again, I want to thank everyone for coming out. There's a lot of things you could have done tonight, but you took it upon yourself to come here. Your elected officials talk about why they should be in office and why they shouldn't be in office. I want to thank you guys. McCrory did a great job. You did a great job on TV. So you heard a lot from us tonight. I'm a young man that's been in office for 10 years. I ran in office, the first time I ran against someone who's been in office for 16 years. The community came out and overwhelmingly supported me. As I've been out talking to our community, my community has told me that you've done a great job, and they asked me to continue to do a good job. It takes you 6 to 8 years to make any effective change at the state capitol. I don't think our community can wait another 6 to 8 years for someone who are upstart just coming to get you. I'm in a leadership position. I'm a majority leader in the House. I earned that spot. I'm respected by my colleagues. I'm respected in my community. I'm an educator. I'm a father. I'm a husband. And I'm a mentor to a whole lot of people in our community. A lot of young people who came through the school system, I taught them. And I have very good relationships with their parents. I don't think we need to change what is working. It has to. You haven't heard one thing from my opponent that I haven't been doing. I'm doing a pretty good job, I believe. But I can do more. With your support, if you put me back in office, that's a mandate. I get my power. If you ever see me at the Capitol, you know how I operate. I don't mix my words, and I stand strong for my community. Because we need strong leadership at the state Capitol. And I'm going to continue to live that if you put me back in office. I thank you again. Go out and tell the people, don't forget to come out and vote August 12th.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. The more we can communicate, I think the better it is for this district. And tonight, you've heard a lot from people who I think maybe they want to run for mayor of Hartford. Because you hear a lot about what's wrong with the city and the nuts and bolts of Hartford, but I didn't hear a lot of solutions. And that's what's wrong with politics today. People can say no and can point to problems, but pointing to solutions, that's a lot harder, right? I respect anybody who serves in public office. You know, this stuff is hard. I get it, right? Me, I love this city, this district. I was born and raised here, and youngest of 6 kids, and I have a passion that my parents instilled in me to give back. I was successful, went off to law school, worked my way up from the bottom of the law firm to the largest, most prestigious law firm in this state to become a partner. I don't apologize for that ambition, for that success. I earned a scholarship to Trinity College. I worked hard because I knew my parents couldn't afford to pay for it, right? So I did that, and I don't apologize for being ambitious. We all need to be ambitious for our community, for our future. And so, after 3 decades of some leadership in our community, I think it's healthy to have some new ideas, some new energy, some new passion. I think it's healthy. It's not something for us to be upset about. It's something for us to embrace and cherish. Voters, you have a choice. Most of those years that were talked about, there wasn't a choice. You got one now. And I would be honored to serve as your state senator. Thank you.
I thought it was informative. I thought some of the candidates swayed from the real problem. It seemed like most people and our leaders, they want to think about right now, and to fix a problem, we can't do it overnight. And these are things that was happening. Hartford was, I lived in Hartford when it was beautiful, and over a process, it's a mess now. It's not going to happen overnight, but you need aggressive, assertive people with a lot of integrity and sincere heart. I like everyone being committed in the community, but I'm especially impressed with Shawn Wooten. And I say this, I'm going to say it honest, he's my baby brother. We was raised in the inner city, the baby of 6. My dad was a hard worker and a civil rights activist, and my mom for CRT. And Shawn, he's been reared from a baby to be involved. He doesn't need this for the money. He doesn't need this for the title. He's very successful in his own self. His wife is successful. He loves Connecticut. And I'm just so impressed with everything he's doing and his vision for the state. And I thank you so much for this opportunity to express that. And I hope and pray that everyone will come together at the end of this and work together for the better of Connecticut.
I found it very informative. I think this forum was put on by the Hartford Vote Coalition, and it was a great forum for the citizens of the 2nd Senatorial District to see what each candidate perspective is. I think coming up in this primary, there's an important choice for the residents of Hartford, Bloomfield, and Windsor to make. So I think civic organizations like this putting this on so folks could be informed is very important. I'm for who's right, and I'm for Senator Eric Coleman because like 2 decades, 3 decades in the Senate that has proven results, leadership that everyone throughout the state, not just the 2nd Senatorial District, everybody has respect for him, not just in the 2nd Senatorial District. I believe that Senator Coleman, you can call him, you ask him to do something for you, and he's there for you. I think this is a clear choice from the other candidate to give people false hope that he's making, I'm going to do this, I'm going to have fresh ideas. But what are those fresh ideas? I have yet over the 3 months hear his fresh ideas. He keeps saying fresh energy, new energy. Is new energy good? Is fresh ideas good? The people in the 2nd Senatorial District need to understand that if they choose the other candidate, they're giving up years of seniority and $255 million a year that Senator Eric Coleman has come into this 2nd Senatorial District is at risk. Do you want to give up 20 years of proven leadership to go with someone who's not even completed their full term on the city council?
Well, I think it was very useful. It shows the personalities of every one of the candidates. And I learned one thing, as I know from past experience, you can't get upset when someone says something you don't like. And I also feel we got good candidates, but Woodson should have probably run for representative first before he went into try the Senate. It takes a lot of work, and I know Eric for 30 years, and I know the effort that he's put into his job as a senator and as a representative. So, but this was a good night. I think it was an opportunity for a lot of people to say what's on their mind and give us thought, give each candidate thought for if they do win, when they win, to do something for the city of Hartford. Although I don't live in the city now, I've been involved with the city for in my lifetime since 1957, most of my life. And I think it's very important that we do what we can. I'm also in favor of the baseball field because I grew up in Ebbets Field as a kid, and it was the epitome of joy to be able to stay in the center field of Ebbets Field as a child. And in those days, where there was nothing to do, and we were in poverty in Brooklyn, New York, being in that stadium kept me from getting into trouble. And that's what I hope will happen in the city. I hope that bicycle field works.
That footage needs to be deleted, sir.